Hey everyone, Firesticks Dave here. Welcome to the pub crawl with Herbie and Angry Phil.
I did want to talk some fantasy football today
Okay.
because I'm 2-7. I have the third highest points.
Oh wow.
This makes no sense. I'm getting tired of losing, and I am still doing the waiver wires as if I'm in first place because I don't give a damn.
I applaud you for not giving up. You're
I'm not going to be one.
fighting. Let's go.
First of all, I'm not going to give up. I'm getting win number 3 this week. God damn it.
Okay, so do your leagues have a payout for most points every week?
No.
Just to keep the shitty teams like Phillies?
No. It's a work league. I just decided to do one league. I still like to be involved, but like
So you have peers around you that will disgrace you if you give up.
not really. I don't give a fuck what they say about me.
It's important to keep every team into it.
I'm into it because I'm competitive. I'll find motivation. I'm not gonna fucking finish with 2 wins in a 14-week fucking fantasy football league. I'm getting win number 3. I am not gonna finish worse than the fucking Bears. I'm gonna get win number 3.
Herbie, this is why I feed Phil shots.
Yes.
No, I'm so sick of fucking losing every week in fantasy. It's annoying. And I'm gonna tell you, like, and Herbie, you're part of this argument too. Kyle Pitts pissed me off. He's pissed me off all year. And we talked about this in the text. But when you brought it up, like, why is Bijan Robinson? If I was about to draft him in the first round, I'm glad I didn't because they use him like as if he's a fourth-string
Kind of
running back.
surprised you didn't, given his outcome.
What? Atlanta?
Yeah, well, Bijan.
You choose one of the best running back prospects ever, right? On paper, a generational running back, and you use him as if he's, I don't know, fucking Deontay Foreman. Like I don't know. I mean, Deontay Foreman's getting more fucking touches. I don't know what Atlanta's doing.
Well,
I don't know what the Bears are doing. I don't know what the fucking Falcons are doing. It makes no sense.
Well, the Falcons are just a frustrating team across the board because Drake London should be having a better year. Kyle Pitts should be having a better year. Bijan Robinson should be
And I
better
agree
year.
with you.
And-
They have everything.
And no, and I actually saw something earlier today where Arthur Smith, the head coach, was literally saying one of his direct questions was, why hasn't Bijan Robinson got more red zone touches?
Yeah.
And then he goes out some big old spiel of about, well, you know, we've been here this many times, we've converted this many times, we have this many players.
Bullshit lip service.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of lip service. When the answers should strictly be straightforward.
You drafted a running back at 8. Running backs are not supposed to go in the first round anymore. So if you're drafting him at 8 overall, you better fucking be using him. He better be getting 20 to 25 touches, right?
You
At
would
the
think.
very least. Like, this is insane. This is insane to me. Not to mention, their quarterback was Ritter, who they just benched, right? For Heineke, which helps us, but not by much. Pitts hasn't done that much better. But, like, the fact is that, dude, you got one of the best running backs ever in terms of prospects. He's ready to go, and you're not using him. You're using him as if he's coming back from an injury or whatnot. But, like, man, that's even more frustrating if I was a Falcons fan, besides being a Bears
To
fan.
quote about 80 people, he's a generational talent. And okay, so they can't be wrong. 80 people aren't wrong. I think it's just total underutilized by the organization.
Yeah, no, I think it's for sure the game planning, how they're using players, because Jonnu Smith is a very good number 2 tight end. He's being used as a number 1 tight end.
He's been used as a number 1 receiver. Like,
Exactly.
he's gotten, you can just tell by the fantasy, he's gotten the most points every week as the receiver
No, I
over
understand.
London and Pitts and stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what some of these teams are doing. It's
Angry Phil,
frustrating.
let's workshop this just a little bit here. How many teams? First of all, how many teams in your league?
We have 12 teams. This is a work league. It's
12 teams.
$50 only. But that's besides the
No,
point.
it's pride on the line.
No, I mean, fuck the pride. I want to win the money. Well, like, the thing is, but here's the thing. Like, I'm getting fucked over every week because the guys that I thought were going to do well, you know, Akers, I got him in the 5th round. Some reason he got into the doghouse after week 1 with Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Probably fucked his wife or something. I don't know what happened. Gets
already
traded to
covered that.
Minnesota. Gets traded to Minnesota and he tore his Achilles. J.K. Dobbins, he had 10 points after 1 quarter, out for the season. Justin Fields, complete disappointment. I overdrafted him in the third round.
You're
In the
listing your team? This is your team?
Yeah, I have Fields. I have Tyreek Hill was my first round pick, which I was very happy about. So in the first round, I shitted it on everyone, in my opinion, because besides McCaffrey,
Yes.
I think Hill.
He's probably the number 1 overall player right now.
Yeah. And then in the second round, I lost I wanted St. Brown, A.J. Brown, any fucking Brown, but I ended up with Josh Jacobs at 17. It wasn't a bad pick.
Any fucking Brown is that? What you
Yeah, I said any fucking Brown because
Shots are gonna go all if you guys don't take them soon.
That's what I just told him.
let's get it.
All right, hold on.
It was either that or Jalen Waddle, and I couldn't take two.
To fill shitty team.
I wasn't wrong about Josh Jacobs. Well, starting to pick up this helping now.
You weren't wrong about
He's
who?
got Josh Jacobs. I wasn't wrong. He's been getting volume, touches. That's all you can
way
ask.
more wrong about him than you were Cam Akers. Wait, flip that around. You were wrong about Josh Jacobs and you were wrong about Cam Akers. Only you decided to draft Cam Akers.
Listen, you can look at my draft recap and you can see why I drafted the way I did. The only thing I might regret is not drafting Fields in the third round. And I only did that because there was a run in quarterbacks from the end of the second to the beginning of the third round. But then I realized that Burrows and fucking Tua were going to 7th, 8th. Trevor Lawrence was there. It's not worth getting a rushing quarterback like Fields. I was thinking differently. I thought he was going to break out. I thought he was going to still rush 70 to 80 yards. Like I was thinking like that 4-game stretch.
Yeah.
And because the Bears improved, that's what I did. And I got DJ Moore in the 4th round. So I did go all in with the Bears. And I'm not unhappy about Moore in the 4th round. DJ Moore's been good.
No, he's
it's
a very
almost
good
700 receiving yards. But yeah, again, it's because we have a piece of shit backup quarterback that fucking Dave fell in love with before
Hey, I'm
threw
just
those
giving
two.
the guy credit where credit is due.
And then
Okay,
you saw the second half.
I realized
you
that he
sound like
threw
Phil
3
Simms right now.
interceptions.
He's not a good
But he
quarterback.
did he throw three touchdowns last week? Just
No, 2 in the first half, and then he threw
3
3 interceptions, and you're like, okay, he's not a good quarterback. Dave, you sound Dave.
fresh. He's great. He's right out of the package.
Dave, you bought into that stupid fucking story. This is real life. This isn't Rudy. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. This isn't the Mighty Ducks.
All right,
There's no
so
happy ending to this story.
Don't take your 2 and 7. You're in 2 and 7.
I'm not taking
Angst
that
out
on
on
you.
me. What do we do at this point in time? And candidly, this is actually a really good topic because it segues your shitty team segues into everyone's team, and that is what do you do to prepare for end of season / playoffs for fantasy?
Well-
my answer real quick is you go out and you get backup running backs. This is the time of year that running backs start to tweak
Handcuffs,
stuff
right?
up. And then eventually, if you're on a high-level team that has a nice record and you're definitely going to get into the playoffs, you're going to run into teams that have the type of coaching mentality where they'll take out their number 1 running back
Okay.
and they'll give a little bit more garbage time to someone.
You're talking about real life records, right? You're talking about like as you're making the playoffs, there's teams that are ahead.
Well, yeah,
that may
real
rest
life,
their
but
players.
it transpons over to the fantasy.
Well, I'm saying if you're in first place in fantasy, right? You have a great team, right?
Yeah, I'm not talking about first place in fantasy. No, go ahead.
But a top team, right? Let's just say you're at the top of your league. You're focused on getting handcuffs for your running.
Where you at, Herbie? What's
I'm
your
assuming-
record? 14 teams.
Yep.
What's your record?
7-2.
Damn.
Should be 8-1, but
I'm 5-4, but
yeah. Should be 8-1, but
fucked up.
my team underperformed this week.
How many points in terms of fantasy points? Where are you in terms of fantasy points, total points? I'm just curious.
I'm either 3rd or 4th.
But you're in first place.
No, I'm tied for first, but no, excuse me, technically tied for second. There is one team that's 8-1 in their league, and the guy who I'm tied with has me on points.
Okay, but you're 3rd or 4th overall with points.
Yes.
So it's not that much of a. We talk about run differential in baseball and shit, where your record should be, right? Just like football, basketball, whatever, right? So technically, it doesn't always correlate to where you should be in the standings, right?
No, there's people in my league.
But you
you're
belong,
both.
you belong in the playoffs, where I belong in the playoffs too, but I'm getting fucked over by the goddamn fantasy gods. Okay, last week I had this is how bad the shit was. I told you the story already, and I'm gonna make you laugh again. What kind of fucking kicker is hurt at halftime? I don't understand. He doesn't get hurt on field. He's out for the game at halftime. He gets to halftime, and they say he's out for the game. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Makes no sense.
He was probably already hurt, and no.
I'm sure. I know the reason, but, like, it's just fucking frustrating, dude. It's frustrating. But it is what it is. This is why I don't put that much money into it, because... And the other thing that's just so frustrating me is that, like, guys that are good at fantasy consistently every year... I'm not saying this is you, by the way. It may sound like you, but it's not. Every year... You might know who I'm talking about. Every year, these fucking motherfuckers think they're experts. They're Matthew Berry's, who's not even a fucking good fantasy football analyst, right?
Make your
but
point,
my
Phil.
point is that every year, these guys do 3 to 4 leagues. Oh, I won 1 to 2 leagues. I made the playoffs every year. I'm like, these guys think they're fucking experts and stuff. It's so fucking annoying. I think you know what I'm
watching
talking
this
about.
right now are saying that about you.
No, I don't act like an expert. I don't come off boasting. I do the same shit that everyone else does. I listen to some podcasts, look at the fucking rankings, and then, try to combine it with going with my gut feeling. But
So let's consider this real quick. Let's consider this. What do you do right now? Again, to my point, how do you prepare your team for end of season and playoffs?
well, you're in fucking first place. Why don't you explain?
Well, what you hope for, because most teams right now, I'm guessing, if you're at the top of your league and you're off to a good start, like I am with a 7-2 record, is you want to hopefully stay healthy. That's first and foremost. You want your team to stay healthy. And then second most, you just want to add depth, in case the injury does happen. You probably already have a good ball-rounded players. I'll use my team, for example. I was fortunate enough to make an early season trade. Kenneth Walker III and George Pickens is who I received. And I got back, and I gave up Josh Jacobs and Darnell Mooney.
This was your preseason trade?
Yeah, it was my preseason trade.
First of all, again, kudos to you. I've never even heard of a preseason trade. That's fucking awesome.
And that's hit well for me. I drafted Rashad White, and then I made another trade. I got Jerome Ford off the waiver wire. A gentleman had absolutely no running backs on his roster.
Was that the week that everyone tried getting Jerome Ford?
Exactly. I was number 1 on the waiver wire, and the gentleman I traded with had absolutely no running backs. So then I traded Ford for Deontay Johnson at the time, because Deontay Johnson was in the middle of his IR stint. So I was able to benefit from that. So I have some depth on my team right now.
Yeah, you drafted Deontay Johnson or you traded for...
No, I traded for Deontay Johnson.
God, that's such a fucking great move.
So right now, because I have depth, I want to stay healthy.
Fuck this over with George
and I want to try and go ahead and either use my depth.
George Pickens?
Yeah, he's struggling right now. What about him?
George Pickens, the bet, the rant.
Oh, yeah. But that was...
Some of those yards could have gone to George.
Yeah.
Of course, the day that I pick him as a prop, I'm sorry, I'm like fucking annoyed about this.
Yes.
The day I pick him for a prop, he has his worst game. But what fucking asshole finishes with -1 receiving yards?
He only had 4 targets, and 2 of the targets.
I
he was wide
understand, but
open.
it's so impossible for something like that to happen. But only happens to me on the same game parlay. Move on to your point.
Lost my train of thought. Now I have to find it.
Yeah, because I'm being rude. I'm fucking buzzed and I'm fucking annoyed about that. That's fucking...
It's perfectly fine. No, you want to add depth. You want to probably use 2 or 3 players to get a really good player, from a guy who needs to get more depth. Or you want to try to find that guy off the waiver wire who can break out and possibly help you down the stretch. But the main thing I think for teams that are in the playoff line and are secure in the playoff picture in their leagues, you just really want to stay healthy, because you have to already have a record if you start off 8-1, 7-2, or 6-3.
So what I was going to say is, what about I'm a big fan of this time of year, second half of the season, and prep for playoffs. I'm a big fan of going along the lines of getting the backup running back, because this is this time of year where injuries, maybe the injuries happened before, but they seem to escalate this second half of the year, right? And then you have what I referred to before as the coach pulling out RB1 on the team and putting in favor RB2 so that the RB1 was fresh and ready to go for playoff time, right?
No.
So how about guys like Dodal, like backup guy for Dallas?
Okay, yeah.
Running back.
Rico Dowdle,
Then you have
I mean, if you have Pollard, yeah, wouldn't you go after the backup Dowdle?
why do
Rowdy?
you have to have Pollard in order to go for it? Why do you have to have the? Why
I mean, I
you gotta
guess you don't have to, but then you can do that from the beginning of the season. I've been waiting for Derrick Henry to fucking pull a groin so I can have Spears start, but it hasn't happened.
And I was gonna mention the guy from God, what is his name now? He was just on my
What's the team?
Raymond Harris.
Philadelphia. He's actually got a few touchdowns.
Gainwell?
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell. And so he's a good option if he's still out in your league.
No, I'll say I like
Yeah,
it.
but Gainwell doesn't get 20 to 30 touches though.
No,
Like,
he'll get, as you saw in
not
the
the point.
You saw as the season went on last year, he started to get, receiving yards, became that third down running back. No, I like Dave's point in terms of like
prepping. You're
prepping your
planting
guys.
seeds.
Like they may not even be relevant, but if it does hit, he's already on your team.
If you pick 2 or 3 guys like that and one hits, you're in such a much better spot than you were before. And the last one I'm going to bring up right now for discussion, Fournette. Fournette got signed. What's Fournette going to do? Bills, right?
yeah, I mean, if you're relying on Fournette, then you should just give up.
Hey, listen, I got more than 2 wins, Phil. So
Wait, did you pick up Fournette?
no, I haven't, but he's on my list. I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Okay, well, you're going to be keeping a good eye on him for a while because I don't think he's going to be significant unless everybody gets hurt. That's the only way he's going to get in the game. There's a reason why
I see him as a good
there's a
goal line
reason why
option.
he hasn't. Dude, there's tons of those guys. There's tons of guys that are just goal line specialists, dude. David Montgomery.
Don't you wish you had Gus Edwards on your team? He's a goal line guy.
I do wish I had Gus Edwards. Actually, I picked up that other motherfucker that just had 10 carries for 130 rushing yards because I'm fucking desperate right now, and I keep getting the number 1 waiver. I don't
Mitchell?
even fucking Mitchell. I didn't even
knew
know
the
his
guy
name.
that you referred to.
Yeah, because
and
I
you
know
called him.
running backs. Because fucking piece of shit Josh Jacobs.
Give him a hug.
Another beer?
Please, Miller Lite, yes, thank you.
Nee, thanks for we have now is it Ja, hi. Was it me?
Thank you, Vicky.
Yeah, I picked up Mitchell because my fucking team is terrible right now. I can't fucking I can't rely on Jerome fucking Ford.
So running backs is one thing. The injuries seem to happen more with running backs.
Try.
But what about Noah Brown on Houston? He seems to be available in a lot
Yeah,
of leagues.
he's a one and done.
You think so?
Yeah, one good game, and so pick him up in the waivers. He's still available in our league.
Well, therefore, that's why you should pick him up because Phil says he's a nobody.
Tyler Boyd. I picked him up. I'm gonna start him. He's gonna have 2.5 points.
sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the bad mood because of fucking football. Bears suck. Fantasy sucks. It's fucking trash.
Phil, can we get an update on hockey? Do you know what icing is yet?
No, I don't know what fucking icing is, and I'm not gonna find out right now. But it's fucking annoying, dude. Like,
You're not allowed to talk about Bears. You got to move on.
I hate the fucking Bears. I hate fantasy. Nothing works out. Every year is the same fucking bullshit. I had a couple bets, I think in a good mood, and probably lose because the fucking Wizards fucking suck.
And on that note,
Okay, real quick. Irby, what is the name of your fantasy team?
So it's a weird name.
Oh, shit. What did I sign up for here?
So as you guys know, I'm a coach, and I coached high school football. But before I coach high school football, I coach youth football. And my second year ever coaching, I think I'm gonna be the assistant coach. And we all of a sudden get like 70 kids for the 5th, 6th grade level. So that's like way too many kids to have on one team. Or excuse me, 2 teams. So we develop a 3rd team. And it's going to be all brand new kids who never played the game before. Because the rule in our program is if you played for a coach previously, you return to that team. So whatever team you're on as a 5th grader, you're on as a 6th grader. So it was
Bunch of new kids to show up then.
yeah. So they gave me the first 7 picks of the draft. The name of the team was Featherweight White because we are the featherweight level. Our program colors are gold and blue, so they just made white to be the third to just keep it simple. And we actually ended up going 7-0, and we lost our last game to make the championship. And then we ended the season 8-1 and finished in third place. So all of
Fantasy team is based off of proven winners that were in what grade?
5th and 6th grade.
6th grade.
So the name of my team is FWW, and I change the year to the current year every year.
Damn, that is encrypted. Okay.
Yes.
No one would ever guess that one.
No one would ever guess that one. No.
Angry Phil, what say you? What's
I did. Give me more, because I had DJ Moore, Rondale Moore,
And Elijah Moore.
and I gave you
Moore.
less.
And you dropped Elijah Moore and Rondale Moore.
Yes.
I'm sure you've tried to trade DJ Moore.
No, I haven't tried to trade DJ Moore. I'm just gonna keep him. I'm gonna sink with the ship. I've gotten offers for Tyreek Hill. I told them all to fuck off, unless they want to give me, a 3-for-1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do they give you? A Deontay Johnson, someone else, a very good running back.
I asked for Etienne and Deontay Johnson and a tight end.
There you go. There'd be a trade like that.
And they were like, okay, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it.
ETN is
my mind.
the
Running back
third
from
or
Jacksonville.
fourth ranked running back.
and
Why
here's
would
a-
they give up him at all?
Because their team's that good. He has McCaffrey.
Well, that goes back to what I said earlier. If you're one of these stronger teams, which I've done before in previous years, and you're loaded and you got depth, don't give up 2 or 3 solid guys for a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you can't start everybody, right?
exactly. You can't start every.
So if you drafted well and you have guys that could be starting, but they're on your bench because your team's that good, you're going to want to try to upgrade one of your fucking spots, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do is just feel the fucking
Trade
team
off an
at-
A plus, and hopefully you get a B plus and or 2 out of it.
Exactly.
And here's the other thing. Etienne just came out of, I don't want to say he came out of nowhere, but my goodness, all the offseason I heard talks about Bigsby, the running back they have.
Tank.
Yeah. And so I kind of stayed away from him. I could have drafted him in the 17th spot, but I knew Josh Jacobs was going to get the volume. I mean, White and Abdul weren't going to get the fucking... And it turned out terribly, which I thought it was going to happen. Even after signing the tender deal, I did not feel good about it. Sometimes you have this gut feeling, and it turns out. And Jacobs did well the last couple of weeks, but it's too late because I have 2 fucking wins, and I need to win out just to fucking see if I can even make the playoffs. It's quite aggravating. Well, sometimes too late.
That's
Talking about Jacksonville here.
That's one of those.
No, I'm talking about my fucking shit team.
That's one of those tricky things about fantasy. Is that you can have a gut feeling about somebody, but it may not pan out. It may pan out. It may not pan out. And then also you can have want to stay away from somebody, but that guy gets the opportunity because everybody knew Etienne was going to be the number 1.
Yeah.
And then sure they're going to give Bixby a chance, but when you just take off and you just have played as well as he has, sometimes you just don't give another person a chance. So
Let me ask you this: as a guy who has ETN on my 14-team league, I am looking at his ahead schedule, and it is not difficult. It's an up mountain climb, not an uphill climb. They're facing a lot of good defenses. The last half of their schedule. Is this a time to take someone who you're basically selling high and trade them away and see what you can get out of them?
it's all depends on what you're getting in return.
Where you're at in the season for your own draft.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, for your own record.
Yeah, if you're getting someone who is another good running back in return, who has a weaker schedule, example, let's just say, who's decent but not oh my god great, like say David Montgomery or Jahmyr Gibbs, who you're in love with,
I tried getting Gibbs for him. I tried putting together.
Exactly. So if you're getting, or Aaron Jones who's coming back for injury, but they can still project to do well. If you're able to get a guy like that can kind of understand it. Otherwise, though, just roll with it. The man's been so damn good. And honestly, he's a dual threat. He is the guy now. Bigsby is only going to play if he gets hurt, and he's taking advantage of the light box because they have a very good receiving core, Don't overthink it.
So
Keep it simple,
the
stupid.
next question for trade talk, and this is very centric to my team.
And let me just say one thing. I have to say this too. It's been so fucking frustrating for me that I've been getting like the top backup or the handcuff, you want to say, and nobody has gotten hurt this year. Like, there's been no big injuries. And fantasy also, I can tell the offense has been awful this year.
You're saying for running backs, no one's gotten hurt?
I mean, I've gotten like the top handcuffs. You know, I thought Derrick Henry might be traded or get hurt for a bit, and Tyjae Spears is pretty good. Another guy, the guy from Jaleel McLaughlin. You know, I thought Javonte Williams had a good shot of being hurt. I mean, nothing's worked out for me. So, like, I don't know. I have no fucking advice at this point.
Sometimes it's your year, sometimes it's not. You know?
No. It's fucking.
Phil, you've got 2 wins. Your goal right now
is win number 3.
you just trade away
I'm not trading
whatever
shit.
you can. DJ Moore, trade him away.
No,
and
I'm
get
not
2
trading
B
DJ.
pluses for him, hopefully.
No one's going to
And-
trade for DJ Moore. No one's going to trade for DJ Moore.
You might
With
find.
Fields coming back, I think they might.
You might
He's not
find.
coming back this Thursday.
You might find.
I got to guarantee 7.5 points from DJ Moore.
Breaking my rule where we don't talk about the Bears and leaked back in.
It's not even about the Bears. And by the way, I know we're not supposed to talk about them and shit. We've talked enough about them. They better beat the Panthers. They're helping themselves by being the Panthers. So I want that number 1 pick. We're gonna fuck it up anyways, but I want that
Maidens
number 1
thrown
pick.
for 3 touchdowns,
I don't want to.
280.
Dude, I swear to God, man, please stop bringing up that guy's name.
He's going to also throw for 3 interceptions.
I can't. You, Phil Sims and Bill Cowher should get a hotel room because you guys love Tyson Bagent, fucking piece of shit. And I love the underdog story and everything. And there are some things that he does pretty well compared to Fields, like staying
Throw
in
the
the
ball.
field. No. Well, yeah, throw it to the other team. If they counted his passes for his interceptions, he would have 500 yards. Garbage, absolute garbage.
So anyway, my last trade bait is question. Number 1 overall pick, 14-team league. I got Justin Jefferson.
He's coming back.
What the hell do I do with that?
Who are,
Well,
He's
who are
coming
your
back.
Who are your other receivers?
I got Amon St. Brown. That was a great 2nd-round pick.
Well, you're
by
lucky
the way.
he was
In a 12, wait,
I am so lucky.
You're lucky he was even there.
Right.
wait, in a 12-team league or 14?
14-team league.
So you got Jefferson and you got Brown at 15?
Yes.
No, he got
Oh no, at Brown at
29 or 30.
how the fuck did that happen?
I got Jefferson at 1.
Was it full
And
PPR?
Brown, it's half-point PPR.
Okay,
But still,
yeah, you're right.
I got Brown at number 28.
yeah.
That's fucked up. That league is fucked up.
So
Brown was
Phil
not
wishes
going.
he was in that league.
How much what?
Phil wishes he was in that league.
I wish. St. Brown was not going, even in a half PPR league, he was not going less than 14, 15.
And he shouldn't pass 20 for sure.
Yeah.
Middle of the
that's,
second
That's
round.
fucking absurd.
So what do I do? What do I do? Do I try to get rid of Justin Jefferson
No, he's
now that
coming
his
back.
Yeah, but Kirk Cousins is in there.
No, so this is Dave where you have to tell us your roster. Okay, so you have St. Brown, and who are the other receivers you've been playing?
Well, I'm at the point now where, and you and I talked about this a little bit offline, Herbie, is I've got Trevor Lawrence, and he is not done yet.
Don't worry.
So I also, my backup is David Carr, and he's actually been consistently picking it up lately.
Okay, so play the better matchup.
So there it is, yeah. I've got Stevenson as my running back. I've got Pacheco, who I'm a big fan of, obviously, for my other running back. I've got St. Brown. I've got Justin Jefferson was my first round pick. He's now my RAR slot. My backup, wide receiver 2, Lockett. And Lockett has been shitting the bed. Okay. It's been so bad. And then I got lucky. We talked about this a little bit too. I got lucky by picking Laporta as my tight end.
Oh, yes.
He was my last pick of my draft, and here we go. And next thing you know, I'm still vying for 5 and 4.
So the only way you're trading Jefferson, which from the way your team is,
Rashee Rice is my last wide receiver I put in there.
you're only trading Jefferson for another very good tier 2 wide receiver, and then very good tier 2 running back. Otherwise, you just roll with Justin Jefferson. And I will also say, don't be afraid to play Lockett in the flex. He'll be fine.
You know who I really like in the second half, and I appreciate that advice. Thank you, Herbie. Who I really like in the second half is Gibbs. I think Gibbs is really going to
say
take
the
off.
fucking obvious.
Even though Montgomery comes back, what'd you say?
I said you're stating the fucking obvious. Anyone can say that after the last 2
I don't think
games.
it's so obvious. Well, no, Montgomery's coming back, though.
Do you see what Gibbs did the last 2 games? And he's going to play the Bears not once, but twice.
And that's my other point. They have a really nice schedule. So this is our message to everyone. Go for Lions. Draft Lions offense. Go ahead and draft their defense, too, while you're at it.
It's so annoying because when I drafted Pitts, I didn't think I had to worry about tight end, and all these guys were in the waiver wire. McBride, Laporta, there's a couple other tight ends. They were just sitting there. And I was like, you know what? Pitts is going to come back. He's going to do fine. And I'm like looking like a dumbass because all these guys are in the waiver wires. I never do well with tight ends. This is fucking garbage. Absolute garbage.
What do they say, Phil? You're a Cubs fan? Just wait till next year.
No.
Yes, hey, just wait till next year.
That's a good question. Phil, what was your fantasy record last year, finishing up?
Last year I made the playoffs, and they got blown out in the first
You're
round.
dodging the
What?
answer. Were you a lucky guy making the playoffs?
No.
Right around 500. Because if he was 1, 2, or 3, he would have been like I was 9-4, I was 10-3. He just said I made the playoffs.
I love when people talk about their records and they end up doing nothing in the playoffs.
Yes, please. Let's get another round.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Phil is extra angry
Now I'm gonna
today.
say, oh wait, triple angry Phil today.
I hate football.
You hate fantasy, too. And you hate basketball.
That's including,
And he's worried about the Cubs managerial hire. We're only gonna get a top 5 manager in baseball, but it's still I don't know. What the fuck
I knew it was going to be a rough week when Phil got all fired up about the Cubs hiring a manager.
No. I just want this to be a sign for things to come.
It's going to be a sign of things to come, and you will not lose in spite of the manager. We're all going to make bad decisions. Like, I coach 60 games.
I already did tonight.
I'm talking about his coaches. I coach 60 games a year, and there's probably a handful of games where I look back on and say I could have done something different. And at the major league level, with Craig Counsell as your manager now, especially the way analytics are, you're as a fan, I promise you can question on probably one hand, at most 2 hands, and I'll still say 1 hand. You'll always understand where he came from.
Okay, let me ask you this.
If you heard how Brewers fans are talking bad about this man and calling him a traitor, and are you serious? Somebody took
I
us.
haven't seen that. Really?
They vandalized
I was about to say
baseball field.
Yeah, so there's a baseball field
Named after him.
Named after him. Wrote it, spray painted it out. Craig Counsell and wrote ASS.
That's fucked
Or
up.
ASS. They wrote ASS, yes. So they know they're losing a very, very good manager who is pivotal in them being a playoff team the last 4 or 5 years.
Can I make another point about Craig Counsell? He's 53 years old, and he looks like he's 18. Like, seriously, what the fuck?
Yes.
Man, he looks young.
Yeah.
He's 53, but he looks like the Diamondbacks Counsell.
He looks like he's 33.
Yeah.
Phil, I'm going to go ahead and propose right now that we, in the springtime, that we go ahead and take a pub crawl road trip for Wrigley Field North, a.k.a. Miller Park.
Yeah, Hervey, we got it. I know you wouldn't go, but if it's gambling involved,
I'd go. I'll go.
you can make it fun. Under, over. No, Hervey, I always wanted to go to a baseball game with you. We've never done that. 20 years of friendship, and we've gone to only one Monday Night Raw game. Monday Night Raw wrestling event, and about 600 players fucking appearances.
Raw. Well, baseball tickets are expensive now. Parking's expensive now.
All right, then I'll pay for your ticket.
No, we have full a few bets together.
They're like $17 each up in Milwaukee.
Dave, I think we should take it on the road. We should go to.
It's a pub crawl. Well, let's go. Let's crawl.
We'll bring some players, bartenders.
Oh, let's finish solid because I see the wheels falling off the bus.
Yeah, I have a couple flat tires.
So the last
Parodies off.
So what I was saying about college basketball was that a lot of good teams, Kansas, Duke, Purdue's going to be right there. Houston has turned their program around. Marquette's on the up and up. It's going to be a lot, I think, of teams early on that have a chance to do well and compete. I just say watch closely. Everybody loves March Madness, so pay attention to what teams that you're doing now and who does well when their players are healthy, and that'll help you down the road. And then for the wagering side, bet the favorites until you get into conference play. And it's gonna be a fun season. College basketball is always fun, a lot of talent.
If you're winning money.
No, it's fun either way. You know, I like to watch as many Duke games as possible. We
I
just
agree with you, Phil. If you're winning money, everything's fun.
Yeah.
I'll even bet on what'd you call it? WWE Super Slam?
Summer Slam.
Summer Slam.
Let's just take this shot.
Cheers to Phil being drunk tonight and hungover tomorrow.
That's about what the fun matter is.
This first half of the Bulls Suns game has been going on for 7 hours.
And the Bulls were down by 18, and now they're somehow down by 1.
They're putting on the 93 game finals. Where
Game 3 was one of the greatest finals games ever, though. The Bulls were on the downside of that, but that was.
are you okay? I want to finish off with this. This is a legit finish. Are you looking forward to anything in the upcoming weeks? It's November.
What sport are we talking about, Philly?
Any sport. Are you looking forward to anything coming up? Some matchups in the NFL, NBA.
The NBA is still early season, so I'm not too dialed into that yet. I am. We haven't talked much NFL in terms of like, the entire league, but I am interested to see who's really good. You know, it's like you got Philadelphia.
Great point.
You got Philadelphia 8-1. You know, but then you got the Bills, who are barely above 500.
Yep.
And they're struggling. Cincinnati appears to be great.
Yeah.
But then now they get an injury with Jamar Chase. You know, you got Miami, who leads the league in offense, but
They've lost to 3.
they play a team above 500. They lose.
Yep.
Kansas City, their offenses, now they're being led by their defense.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell's going on there, but it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
And then
Can I tell you about my frustration about
But
my
you guys
team?
are still winning.
Come on,
though.
Dave.
Dave, you can. It's your turn. But
You're supposed to be able to flip the switch and go down the field in 12 seconds like I saw you do before.
well, you guys don't have Dwayne Bowe. He's hurt.
Wayne Bowe.
But Dave, it doesn't matter. You guys are still winning. And Patrick Mahomes said, "Hey, listen, our defense is leading us. Gives him all the credit." He's like, "But I believe in this offense, and once we turn it on, no one's gonna be able to beat us." Man, that sounds like a win.
This is no lie. This is no lie. I thought about it. I was really frustrated. I was bent out of shape for about 12 hours. After the last several weeks, even though they have wins, a lot of times they barely win. It's just disgusting. So this is the point I'm going to make. Hervey broke it down the very beginning, probably 3-4 recording sessions ago, and he said you break out the season, you go quarter by quarter by quarter by quarter.
Yeah.
And I have listen, Andy Reid, how much more playoff experience do you freaking want? And I bet he's breaking it down. The thing that scares me,
Man, Nagy.
Matt fucking Nagy.
Yeah, why did it look like he was calling plays?
I will pay your
He
team
was.
to take
He's
Matt
been
Nagy
calling
back.
plays all year, though.
Wow.
He's so bad.
Unless he's wearing the headset for no reason, and he's talking to Andy Reid about what play he should be calling. From my understanding, he's been calling all year.
In Andy, we trust. It will happen. It will come through.
So
It'll be fine.
he can't call plays with the best quarterback or the worst quarterback in the NFL.
That is true.
You're still winning, though. The Chiefs' defense is really, really good.
And while I'm there, watch out for the Royals 2024. It's going to happen, baby.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God, that's fucked up.
Well, wait. Are we talking about the Royals or are we talking about Royals East? Because
Who's the Royals East?
the Chicago White Sox. Pedro Grifol, Chris Getz. Come on. We're going to sign Salvador
It's
Perez.
like the Cubs East or is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They got all the former Cubs.
We're Royals North. San Francisco's lost 3 games in a row. You know, that's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I understand Deebo Samuel's hurt, but you got the number 1 offensive coordinator or offensive play caller in the league. You know, you don't lose to Cleveland. You don't lose to...
Mr. Irrelevant has not looked the same. He's dialed back a lot.
So
He's looked more like what everyone expected.
So what I'm looking forward to, Phil, to tell me in the next 2-3 weeks what teams are actually good.
Yeah.
Are these teams actually going to win and do what they're supposed to do? I'm in a survivor pool. I'm still hanging on. I have 2 picks left. So I don't have a lot of good teams left. So I'm hoping for a little bit more of the parity to continue. But Yeah, it's still mainly football season. So my main focus is football season. And outside of that, winter meetings are right around the corner. Not so much for the White Sox,
For sure.
but just I'm a big baseball fan.
Let's call it what it is. We're huge sports fans. That's why we're here. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Have a great time.
Thank you. We need shirts, bro. You're right. I do need to be in my element. If I didn't drink, I would not be doing this.